I want to ask a question not a lot of people are saying out loud. Am I overthinking my YouTube channel? Because for me, I realized that it wasn't that I didn't know what to do. It was because I was trying to do and make everything perfect before I started. And in this season of documenting in real time, just what's showing up for me regards to this YouTube journey, like how do I feel in regards to like my confidence, my nervous system, my identity, and knowing that there's actually like what three things that are stopping people really starting or showing up on doing their YouTube is this overthinking, is the comparison, and if they feel ready. And I really want to go deep into the overthinking today. We can talk about other things in upcoming videos. But when it came to overthinking for me, whoa, I mean, like if you're in this season, you can just stay close so we can like see how, what's like, yeah, share notes and even have conversation. There's no pitching, just to share ideas because I'm being more intentional now in terms of like seeing and knowing where this goes. Or, you know what I mean. You might not know, but you, as you stay close, you would know. Overthinking for me, like when I really started this YouTube thing back in the day, when I was like, yeah, I want to start YouTube, I want to like start showing up and doing my videos. I went on to Amazon and got this lighting package. I don't know if you remember back in the day, you had like this umbrella lights. It came in two sets and then had all the different kind of setting lights and everything. I tell you, by the time I finished setting that thing up, the whole space was gone. Like literally, where am I going to like put my stuff in? I had a back camcorder there, so the thought of like, okay, every time I wanted to like film and like putting all this thing up and then I put it down, man, it was just becoming some like it was becoming too much for me. That I think after a while, it was just I ditched the whole thing. Whereas fast forward now, like how what's showing up and what how I just decided to like deal with the setup of things, in terms of the lighting side of things, was yeah, I want to make sure I'm on par. Let's get back into it because we're not dying here. We have to make sure everything I'm doing on Zoom. Look, we're going with the flow. For me now, in regards to how setup, setup now, I use natural light. I'm sitting in front of a window right now, and I have a thing or what doing it where it's early in the morning, so the light is out. I mean, I'm in sunny London. When I say sunny, I hope you got the joke. It's like the weather changes and everything. It's like dealing with that, but as much natural light as possible. And because of like I'm rear facing, so the sun tends to like ride in. So right now I have about an hour. I doubt we're gonna be here an hour, but of that, hopefully not coming so close. But yeah, the sun ray is in the building. So we get to so for me it's using that natural light, being mindful of the timing, not overthinking this thing. And if I have to, because of schedule, have to do it later, then I would use a ring light. And my key thing is making sure that my sound's great and light. So either the natural light or the ring light. So that just takes away this thing. Some people, when they want to start, they start like watching and learning like different way of setup and different thing. I almost got a course where you can change the ambience of your space. And I just thought in this season for me right now, I'm using a shared space. If it was like I have a corner I set up, oh, that's the design, that's the goal we're moving to, is like find a space. There is an office space, but again, it is shared with my husband and son. And because of how our computer tables and desks are set up, it's like I'm on the wall that I wanted depth to give that feel. So if I was going to be sitting in my space, it would just be like a small cube, rather just come in this space and use this way it looks more good. This is a shared computer that my younger ones use. My older one has his and the other and Papa. But when you're young in this house, we don't have personal technology. You will use shared because everybody needs to know what you're doing. If you have homework, that's it. There is no, they don't even have phones. I've done a video about that if you want to go see it. Yeah, none of my kids had technology until they got to a certain point. Side note. Anyway, come back to the overthinking of our YouTube channels. So I had to like simplify things for me and just this is how it's going to be. And I think the other thing that I was overthinking is in other platform, I'm seen as, or when people feel like, oh, I'm the go-to person for this thing and I'm speaking in this way, I come here, a total beginner, and then wanting to match the level they are. It's like someone who is being in this corporate ladder and have, what's the word? They've, sorry, I'm getting a message on my computer. Timer. That's fine. Uh, real time, baby, real time. They've climbed up the ladder and got to this corporate thing. Now they want to go solo and they're starting out and they're having to start really selling themselves. And they feel like, oh, I've done 20 years here and they want to take 20 years and start their business in terms of like whatever it is they're doing, the solo thing. You have to start from ground zero. And because of the experience, that would speed things up, but it's not going to. So having that thought of like, oh, now I'm this person here, now I want to come here and just start on the baby level can make people start overthinking. Like, I need to match where I am in this, what people know me as, or what things are. So to come here, starting out, then that means I have to have this, I have to have that, I need to do this has to happen. I had I had some of some of that, and in a sense that wanting to, yeah, I share these ideas over there. So let me just come here and be, yes, this here too. I freed myself and just decided that, you know what? YouTube is going to be its own ecosystem. We are just going to go with the flow. Let's come here and build the muscle of being able to storytell, being able to just speak freely, being able to just come up with idea and express oneself and try concepts and things like that. And now we're being more intentional about how we're doing it and, how let's see what happens. So I really gave myself that permission, like, you know what, Nene, let's just do me. Let's bring out the real me in this space here than bringing this persona of like, yeah, there's a person with years or whatever experience with her. Like, no, like we are just going to go with the flow on this space right now as we are just doing the thing. So that's overthinking of like how should I show up? How do I sound? Like what do I and that's why in the beginning, especially in a later when I really started having being intentional about this back in December 25, I there was still some like, okay, we're we're showing up with how we've been seen. And then when 1st of Jan 26 came, I was like, lock in, mate. We're just going, let's free flow. Let's see what happens. Let's just have conversation. Let's see how this becoming. And now it's like, whoa, I've done this stretch. Let's be more intentional. Let's see how things flow. And how I've been feeling and how because I tell you, those beginning days of thinking about, okay, how is this going to sound? Or if this person stops me, or how I just freed myself and just said, you know what? We're just going with the flow. We are, and I gave myself the easiest hanging fruit is like, we're starting from ground zero, from just doing. Because as we do, we get the clarity, and people feel like, and I have been in this situation where I had to get that clarity before I start. And then that's where the overthinking comes in, the learning and this and that planning is really not doing anything for us. If anything is constant, but when you are posting the videos and doing all these things, and it feels vulnerable, but that's where the growth's at. We over like I was overthinking what people will say, especially colleagues or clients and things like that, when they see me just like often and and thoughts like, what's she talking about? Ooh, that's not professional. How can you sound like all those things to start over? Give myself the freedom to just like this is own ecosystem. If someone bumps into this and say, oh, I'm like, yeah, it's all good. So I've anchored in myself like of what it is so that my nervous system feels safe, feels calm with whatever that gets to look like. Because I think the other thing as well is like, even though we have the intention, and because of how we're feeling in our body, we overthink, and that's what our mind is telling, okay, let's just make sure, let's clear, let's do this, let's gather the evidence, and then by the time we're doing, our body is safe because we're not threatened. Nothing is being exposed or no one's saying anything because we're still in that preparation mode. We're still doing the thing. Whereas when we're now out in public and we publish, it's like, ooh, now we're open for criticism. Now we're open for like, oh gosh, they don't know what they don't look like. They say they're what? And they're doing that. Like how that doesn't look professional. That is not the tea. Sorry if I gave you a head spin there. Again, shared space on the table. And that's fine. And even like going down to what does this get to look like? When we're overthinking, oh, I have to put in this video here, that one there to put the words up here to say what I'm talking about, this, that, when we're overthinking how we're going to be doing all those things, then the motivation to keep going is not going to be there. Whereas building ourselves up to the point where, yes, I would love to be able to, as I'm talking, the words will flash up and then say that and whatever that happens. And I feel that over time that would happen. Because when I look at people that I admire, we're going into a different thing right now, but it's like, and seeing how their videos are so like the production, like they've got a team, they've got people. I'm a one-man band right now. Okay, I'm doing everything myself. The content idea, the setup, the editing, the caption, the tone, everything right now. Yes, I can outsource that. Yes, I can do that. And it could make it easier, whatever. But right now, it's a learning phase. Like, this is how I see it. When I know how to do everything, and I get to the point now, okay, is now becoming then I can when I what's the word? Outsource it. At least I know how it's done, and I know like okay, this is kind of like what it would take or whatever this is, and like this, it's fine. And yes, I can outsource it now, but I'm doing this in daily, so it's figuring out how what that gets to look like. It's not when we start overthinking. Oh, I need to like get someone to do this and do that, and that's why making it simple. I went into Canva and picked a template. And say, okay, this series I'm doing, I'm using this one. I'm just changing the words for the thumbnail and changing the pictures. That's it. I am not overthinking, okay, let me find another video or another thumbnail or let me design. It is going to take so much. And I've seen other creators, which fine on them, like just post the thing. You don't even need a thumbnail. Posting. There was a time I was just posting, but for me, I just like to have the thumbnail give you the idea of what the video is, and and then no, the title gives you the idea of what the video is about, in my understanding, and then thumbnail gives you that emotional curiosity, like ooh. So I'm like, yeah, because I most of the time when I go tap into videos, is a thumbnail that drops me in, like oh okay, and it's fun. I just change a few words, push this, I try. If I have to start creating or going looking for, um, what's the word? Different kind of designs right now, I'll be overwhelmed by that. I'll start overthinking, oh, should I use this one or should I use this one? I'm just making it easy for myself right now because when we start doing all those things, it starts making things feel like, ugh, heavy. And in this process, it will evolve and It's the steps, it's a journey. Because when we start overthinking all these little things, I'm like, oh, how can you be doing this every day? It's like, it's so overwhelming. If you make it so, once you can reassure your nervous system that, look, for me, we wake up, we do our stuff. If our schedule allows it, we film the thing. When we finish, some people go ahead to like those pauses in between. They're like, okay, cut it, cut it, cut it. Yeah, some people have the app that does that. Look, I haven't got the energy and the time right now. I can take it out, but I'm like leaving it in there. I'm not overthinking this thing right now. As we go on, as we move on, then I would start doing those things. If anything, it's helping me build a muscle of collect your thoughts and express it. So you're not kind of like, because yes, if you see, I'm like trying to grab it from somewhere. Like, what are we talking about? So it's helping myself to just feel safe and moving on. Because what the overthinking is doing is just, okay, we're just being safe. Whereas this, when you're actually doing the thing, that's what's building up the identity, that's what's building that growth. And you wonder, okay, how's the confidence? Like, how, my goodness, you're so natural at this because I've put in the reps. I stopped the overthinking about it. I'm just going to go. If I do the ums and ums and whatever that is, be mindful. And as I'm speaking, I'm taking more breath so I don't say it. I'm building those reps that when it gets to the point of where it really matters, I've got it. And by the time this starts going, and then I'm now having the views, I'm now having the engagement and all those things, I am ready. I'm there. Then feeling like, oh, I have to like clean and practice all these things now before I no. They're doing it is what's bringing the clarity. And then when we start overthinking, oh yeah, but I'm always saying this, I always sound this, my voice found it doesn't break. Look, the person who needs to hear what you need to say, that's what I'm telling myself, would not care how you sound. There is a sister who, a Nigerian sister, who like if you hear her English, it's comedic. It's like you just be like, but the views she's getting, the stuff she's selling. She's making her coins. Do you think she cares how she sounds? If anything, that sound is what's making her money. If she was overthinking, oh my goodness, people will be laughing at me, or people will thinking like, who does she think she is? Like, did you hear how she said that word? Or like, what she said this instead of that? Like, what the? she's she's not overthinking that. She's saying her thing, and even if it sounds like whatever, and you like giggle, people are tapping and buying her stuff. Okay. When you're overthinking, I have to sound like this, I have to do that. Like, oh my gosh, it is crazy in allowing that to stop you from doing the thing, you know, allowing the flow. My when it came to kind of like, okay, decided that I'm just going to make this thing easy. I'm not overthinking this thing. I'm not getting on camera right now. As we go along, we'll be learning this stuff. We're using Zoom. Okay. I started off with Zoom, the main Zoom account, like even desktop Zoom is what I started with. I wasn't even overthinking this. Okay, now let me go and figure out what is the best setup to do Zoom. As I was going along and just speaking to people, and then I realized, oh, you can use Zoom clips. It gives you this sharper and gives you this depth. If I'd waited to go and be waiting and learning, I didn't know about Zoom clips until like 30 days in, or like how many days in did I now figure out? I heard about it. I couldn't figure out, but did I allow it to? I wasn't going to start overthinking and stop the flow of the posting. When I now finally got it, we started using the clips thing now. Now it's there. If you look my earlier ones, you see my name, my Zoom name, because it's my name on the like on the video. But now with the clips, it doesn't show that. It just now it has this depth. And okay, someone shared like a webcam that would be better that I could use that'll be sharper. Yeah, would we'll plan for that. I ain't just gonna like go and get it now. Like I would once I have those extra resources and all the things, that would be a thing. So I'm not overthinking the how this gets to look like. I do know that as time goes on, there's this is it DI whatever that like I'm seeing that looks great and some people filmed with or whatever that is. And I'm sure I'll have like a proper, is it Canon or whatever camera as we go. But I ain't overthinking that now, you know? I just want to know how to use the thing and found somewhere where you could actually just have like a portrait that you do in an hour, learn how to use this thing. Fine. Show me how. I don't want something that would stop me from the flow. We'll be doing it on the side. Because if I say, okay, let me go and figure out how to do this, how to do that, and learn, we won't be having this conversation. Well, as we're doing this from time to time, I will go and learn various things I could do. You know, there's certain things that I've been changing up a bit. I'm improving. But if I am waiting to know everything and overthinking everything, what people are thinking about me, how I look on this, how I sound, am I making sense? Am I rambling? Am I this? There has been some videos where I have. And I'm being mindful and being okay, and let me collect the words. And as I'm doing this, I'm learning and seeing because I watch my stuff back. Okay, ooh, okay, this is too much. Oh, this bit's like, okay, let's do more of this. In the beginning, I didn't know how to end my video. If I was ever thinking, okay, I need to have an intro and an outro, my jingle in, my jingle out, like all this stuff. Because you'll see all the things that you need for your YouTube, or you need this, you need this. The people that have like said, "Nene, come speak for us," or "Let's do this stuff," they didn't mind that I didn't have a jingle in the morning. I said morning. I didn't have an intro and outro thing right now. Would I have it moving forward someday? Maybe, yeah, okay. My ending, I just didn't know how to end the videos. And over the time, I think now we're in a good place on how we just kind of like seamlessly end. It was quite awkward. I would like go back and forth. If I had like, no, let me get a clean way to end these videos, would I be where I am right now? Would I be so free to just have this conversation, to just be speaking freely? It won't be the case. So I freed myself with the overthinking because I really wanted to I wanted this to be fun. I wanted it to be something that it's like, whoa, from this time to this time, look at how far I've come. Look at how I'm able to express that thing, that concept I didn't get. Now I'm able to say it and someone actually understands and it's flowing. It's how I'm letting go of the overthinking and just allowing my nervous system to be happy, to be calm, to be okay. You know? Just let it be. And when I've shared, oh yeah, I've been doing this many times, you're like, whoa, how? It has somewhat like confidence in there. Like having this rep and doing this thing and learning and adjusting. And I just can't wait till like 6 months time and then looking back and where I am now and be like, whoa, future Nene being proud. Yeah, you kept going, baby. So if you're ever in that worried about, okay, what's this showing up for me? Ask yourself, like, what is it? What are you overthinking? Like, put it out there. For me, was the main thing for me was the setup, like the editing. You know, editing freed myself. Front end, back end, done. The next thing was about, okay, how to upload. At one point, it was like, okay, what hashtags to use? And like, you know what? We're just gonna like just grab. And as we're learning, when we learn new stuff, we'll course correct. We just change. Let's just put. And the beauty, what I so love about YouTube, is like once you put a thing out there, you can actually go back and change things up. You know, even thinking that now that I've learned like how to think about titles and stuff like that. Oh, let me go back to my old videos and change it up and see what happens. You know, it's like as you're learning, you start changing up stuff, and you can go back and change your description. You can change things. Whereas in other platform, once you've posted it, that's it. You can't even change anything. So knowing that is actually, I feel even much better and calmer that, oh, okay, at least we still have, we're good. We're good. Because I can always go back and just edit something or a type that permission and freedom is there. It doesn't have to be this perfect thing. So that overthinking part of like how do I structure my thing? And sometimes I would just post a thing and then come back and think about and then change it up. But now because of like and the beauty of this daily thing for me is in the beginning the overthinking of what do I say in my captions? What do I say in the for the title? What should I pick for the this? And as I'm doing it, I'm not. It's just kind of like, oh, okay, this is what we're talking about. This is how this topic. There. I'm spending less time in the post production of this, whereas before I was doing hours. Now I free myself. It's okay. We go with the flow, and keeping on, because when you like the thought and is again, it's just the brain trying to keep us safe when we're doing all these things. So I always just ask myself, okay, what's this showing up for me right now? Why do I feel this way? And then think about, okay, is it because I of not knowing how to do this or do that? And pick the one lane and then just focus on that thing. Because when when we're thinking, overthinking this YouTube thing, it's like, oh yeah, I want to do like reaction, I want to do funny stuff, I want to do that. I would love to do all those things. But it's just, for me, it's all about stacking. Let's just start somewhere. And then as time goes on, we'll add, then going, oh, yeah, let's do that. And then becomes so much. So in the aspect of what do I post, I think I just freed myself. Now we're just having conversations. We're just doing that. And over time, maybe I'm trying to get like a what do you call those thing boards? No, it's not a clipboard. It's not a clipboard, but it's like a thing I can just write on. Yeah, that'd be good. Or maybe I can just get like a clip. Look, we're not overthinking that thing. We just when I see one that I feel like is the right one, I'll grab it. And then when I'm saying certain things, I can do some writing. And then maybe that would help improve my handwriting as well. It's not that bad, but you know what I mean? It's it's when because the beauty, I tell you, in the last couple of weeks, my confidence in expressing myself. And I can just picture how far and like what it would look like when I just keep going and expressing and just sharing and just having this conversation. Now I'm not even, before it was like the overthinking of like, oh, how do I say these things? What's the thing? Who am I speaking to? Now I just picture someone and sometimes my kids are sitting down there. I'm like, just see past them and just be talking to them. You know, like if I'm overthinking, when do I share this thing using this shared space? If a time where they have to be in the room, they're in the room. They just need to know that to be quiet. That's why sometimes when I'm speaking and I'm like, you see my hand go like, this is what I'm doing, like quiet. And thank God for technology. Zoom, you can't, sometimes you don't hear what's going on back there. But as we go on and we graduate, hopefully we'll get like a, I don't know, better camera that capture. I guess that my mic, it sounds great, right? Let me know if it does. But it's about the journey and making it fun. And afterwards having like a dance party. Maybe I need to like put a camera in there when I finish and I do my dance, like, yeah, one down. And the fact that I'm able to do this thing and build the muscles, and when of, showing my kids like, whoa, I tell people like, "Mm," they see the difference. You know, I see the difference in me. If I was overthinking all this thing, then I wouldn't be this further along, you know? Now it's like I have words to be able to express what it is that I do now because I've shared it up a bit here that I now know, okay, ah, this is what I see, this is what's going on. This is the like a thing. So it's been for me how it used to be like so kind of like, oh yeah, I had to make sure I speak like proper and sound so this. So now it's like, hey, hey, how we doing, baby? No, no, no. Oh my gosh. But it's that freeing and just allowing this thing to blossom to whatever it's going than trying to make it, oh, I want to, do this thing. And then once you've made this really great thing and then you have no one watching and it's like, oh, and then you want to overthink it, then nothing happens. So I just read myself with this is what we're talking about. This is the idea. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. This side of things, this is what's showing up for me. When I was doing my interpreting, this, like when we start thinking about, okay, let me plan out what I want to talk about. There's a season and a place for that. But when we permit ourselves in these early stages of whatever it is we're creating, especially when we're starting out and we're having this desire and overthinking everything, it's it's not going to be a thing. If you're in that season of overthinking things right now, if you're in that space of, oh my goodness, okay, like just know that you're not broken. You're just in the early stages. This is just the making of whatever it is you're once doing. And for me, it's about failing forward or learning forward because it's not really failure. It's like anything, it's like we're learning something or we're winning. What is that thing that okay now okay we don't do that style anymore we would say it this way or we'll improve this way when you're in the game when you stop overthinking give yourself that permission that whatever people are saying whatever that is because if not they would be doing the same thing as well if people who are like oh yeah but you don't have that you didn't have that and where's your video where's your post where's your that till then we'll keep rolling. And if you just want to have conversation about this, like what's showing up for you, what's happening, dump on a link. Let's have that conversation and just see how share ideas and we'll take from there. Remember, your voice matters and it's your time to use it. Then here. Bye for now.